She cried and cried and cried and she just slept. She said it's my friend's sweater and I had taken her because I was feeling very cold. And sometime in the year 1988 or 89, as far as I remember, okay, so this goes down, actually, I have a daughter. She's 10 years old, and in a few months of time, she will be 11. And I know sooner or later she's going to have this periods, and there is going to be a good talk about it. When I look back and go down to my memory lane, when my sister was 13 and I was 12, sometime in the year 1988 or 89, as far as I remember, we used to laugh, cry, fight, scream, yell at each other, but yet we used to share everything with each other. We both were in a school where we had an afternoon shift. One day, I was waiting for her at the school gate and I saw that she had tied a red color sweater on her waist. It was not cold, but I thought maybe. When she came near to me, I asked her, "Why are you wearing this sweater? What's wrong? And by the way, whom have you borrowed this with?" She said, "It's my friend's sweater and I had taken her because I was feeling very cold." I said, "Okay, fine." We started and we were walking down home and she was crying. She was crying very bitterly. I thought maybe some teacher might have scolded her for not doing her homework. I didn't say anything to her because I thought if I take or even I say a single word, she is going to bash me right here, right now. We reached home. My mother opened the door and she immediately rushed to the room. I was also there behind her. She removed her sweater and I saw there was blood stain. She noticed that, I am looking at her and she immediately rushed to the washroom, came out and she said, "Don't tell anything to anyone. Please don't tell anything to anyone. Just shut your mouth, otherwise I will kill you." I was at that time actually waiting for an opportunity to tease her. I immediately ran to my mother and said, Mummy, look, something has happened. She's got hurt. And there is all blood all around. My mother just kept quiet. She called her and she took her to other room. I also went along with her. I thought I will be, listening to what's wrong with her. But my mother, she banged the door on my face. And I was like, waiting. I said, what happened? After some time, they both came out. My sister went to her room. And my mother, she went to the kitchen. I went to Mummy. Asked her, "Mummy, what happened? What's wrong with her?" Said, "Nothing doing. Go and study. Do your homework. Don't talk." I was, my mother was a strict one, so I didn't bother her much. I went to my sister. I asked her, "What happened? Please tell me what happened. What's wrong?" She cried and cried and cried and she just slept. And I was like, after her life, I did this for consecutively 2 days. At times I used to ask my mother, at times I used to ask my sister. I even tried to ask my father, but my mother had warned me, "Don't you dare talk to your papa about all this what has happened." On the third day, I had got so irritated that it was actually on my head and it was troubling me so much that I yelled at my sister, "Batayegi bhi kya hua hai?" And she was double, she was in pain and trauma, I think, and she screamed at me, "Agar ye nahi hua na to kuch nahi hoga." I said, क्या बच्चा नहीं होगा, पागल है क्या? कौन सी पिक्चर देखी तूने? And I didn't bother much. I just went to other room, and she was in her own world. I was in my own world. Days passed, months passed, and now 2 years had passed. After giving my 10th board exams, I had gone to my grandmother's place for summer vacations. My bua was staying there with my grandmother, and she is my best friend. After few days, I observed that my grandmother always used to, keep an eye on me. And she used to look me from top to bottom and especially down. And she used to see and maybe wanted to just check, इसके दिन शुरू हुए क्या? कुछ हुआ क्या? She even used to ask my bua, "Ennu kuch puch? Ennu hua hai kuch?" In Punjabi, which it meant ki, has it started? And at times she used to ignore and give some lame excuses. I was so scared of her that, I always used to pray to God, "God, please save me from my grandmother. Otherwise, she's going to cook stories to my mother, and my mother, she will say something is wrong with her. Probably she's abnormal." One fine day, I was bleeding. I was like, finally, I was bleeding. I ran to my bua and I told her, "Bua, please, it has started. Go and tell my grandmother right now." Is it? I'll tell her, you don't worry about it. I knew what care had to be taken, so I did that. And in the night when we were sleeping, when we were about to sleep, my bua, she was a good face reader. She noticed that something is wrong. My facial expressions were not, not as bubbly as I was in pain. My face was pale, and something was bothering me. She asked me, "What's wrong?" And I was not willing to open much at that time, but yet I told her, "Bua, why does it happen to only women? Why not to men? We have this so much pain. My whole body is paining. I mean, it's so dirty. I feel like yuck." What was it? Hey, hold on. Wait. Don't complain about anything. Everything is good. My bua knew that, when I was small, she used to share stories with me. She said, "Okay, fine. Let me share you a story." So once upon a time, Guru Brahaspati got furious with Indradev, and taking full advantage of this opportunity, the Asuras attacked Devlok. Indra ran away as soon as his kingdom was attacked and occupied by the Asuras. Indradev thought of reaching out to Lord Brahma to find out a way to please Guru Brahaspati and also to get his kingdom back. Brahma told him that he has to serve a sage, and if the sage is happy with his offerings, he would get his kingdom back. As per Brahma's advice, Indra found a sage and started serving him day and night. However, as luck would have it, the sage's mother was an asura, and so the sage was really close to the asuras. Soon, Indra found that the sage was giving away his offerings by the asuras instead of devas. In a fit of fury, he killed the sage. Indra didn't realize that this time he had committed an even bigger crime by killing a Brahmin. Indra got scared and decided to hide himself in a flower for a year and pray to Almighty Vishnu. Finally, after hearing his prayers, Lord Vishnu said that he would be saved, but he would have to divide the burden of his crime to the trees, earth, water, and women. And he has to curse them all in one go and also give them a blessing in return. He divided in such a way. 1/4 of the curse was given to the trees and blessed in return that they could regrow or regain their life as per their own will. 1/4 of the curse was given to water, and in return it got the power to purify other beings in the world. 1/4 was given to the earth and was blessed with the power to heal. And 1/4 was given to the women, which they got in the form of menstrual cycle or periods, and in return they got the blessing of being able to bear a life inside them, to be superior to men. It's only women, who can give birth to a child while men cannot. My boy saw that, there was some smile on my face. She shared another story. She shared story of Lord Shiva and Parvati, that how when Lord Shiva and Parvati, when they were young, it was the men that would get their periods and bleed from their armpits. But one day, it so happened that when Shiva had to go on a war and he couldn't do so, Parvati, being the eternal best wife, she told Shiva that she would stay away, that she can hide the blood in between her legs and she wouldn't need to go out either. She said that she would stay away for those many days and would not come in between anybody else's work. She begged Shiva to give her his curse, and Shiva obliged. She said that periods were a blessing for women and we should not complain about getting them. After completion of these stories, the storm which was there on my head for the past 2 years, it immediately got relaxed. It had gone. I was happy. I felt like, I am, God has made me that I can give birth to a child. From that day, in fact, on that very day itself, I told Bua, daag na achhe hote hain. And from that day, I never ever complained about periods. And now I know that whenever my daughter, she'll be having her periods, I'll be able to help her sail through her storms with the questions and curiosity, whatever she has in her mind.